Hello, everybody. My name's Andy Lagopis,
I'm AC Racebest.
And I'm Saberspark.
and welcome back to Zootopiology. We've been gone for a little while. We meant to do this as a monthly thing, but then things kind of got a little hectic in this year.
No kidding.
At which point?
Yeah, good question. Good point. Yeah, it's been a crazy year, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, just a little bit, but there's been some good. There's been some good in this year, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of that good on this podcast.
Exactly. But before we get into that, how was your Christmas, guys?
I had a good time. My girlfriend is moving back with me. So
Oh, nice.
Christmas Eve, day, and year was just nice and relaxing and us enjoying ourselves. So yeah, it was good. We had a good time.
Yeah, we on my end, had a very small get together. My parents live down the street, basically, so I was able to see them, practicing our mask wearing and our distancing while we did it. But yeah, it was still a nice.
What, you aren't a seasoned pro at that by now?
Trying to get away from people. No, it was nice though. It was just kind of solid. I kind of just enjoying some time, brief time off of work, and going to just have some fun during this time. So it's been good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Nice and relaxing. Spent it at home with family and stuff, and my sister's new husband. So that is an adjustment, but he's really cool, so I'm good with it.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
We're both nerds, big D&D nerds and stuff, so.
The worst kind of nerd there is.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The D&D nerd.
Now, the question
honestly, there's different types of nerds. There's game nerds. But I always find
there's like Star Wars nerds, like media nerds, show nerds, and then there's D&D nerds.
D&D and board game nerds. They're a different type of nerd. They're taking
the final boss.
The final boss nerd. Yeah, right. Too powerful.
I will try not to ever cross it. I'll stick with the furries.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the zooies.
The zooies.
Furry adjacent.
There you go.
That's what Taylor tells me too. Zootopians.
Zooey sounds like it's just something so much worse.
Zooey.
Yeah, that sounds like a knockoff Banjo-Kazooie sort of thing.
You're right. Agreed.
Yeah, Zootopians.
Zootopians.
Not furries, not zooies. Zootopians. Yeah. Christmas has definitely been probably the highlight of the year for me so far.
Good.
Aside from that one thing you were referencing earlier.
Yeah. So we had some news hit here related to all fans of Zootopia. Like you mentioned, so because of this year and the pandemic, D23 isn't the big convention that it was. So it seemed like it was replaced this year with this Investor Day video thing that they did where they presented a bunch of future projects that Disney's working on.
It was really interesting to see them mix all that with the business side of things.
I know there was some really boring stuff that they talked about. I was like,
yeah, it's like, get on with it.
I like that they put all that stuff at the beginning. So they're like, we're going to make you sit through us talking about stocks. Yeah.
Our stocks and our shares have gone up 20%. And get to the furry shit. All right. I know what I'm about. I know what I want.
Yeah.
So what was that announcement?
About 2 hours into it, they announced that they're going to be doing
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. That's what we're here to talk about today on the Zootopiology podcast.
Yeah, finally.
Yep. We've all been waiting for it. We've been asking for it for decades.
With bated breath.
Finally.
No, it took them like 2 hours to get to the part about Disney Animation Studios itself, but when they did, oh man, it was great.
And why was it great?
They announced Zootopia Plus.
The new streaming
Zootopia
service
Plus.
for Zootopia. So
Mhm.
What's not good?
Well,
What?
maybe not service, but like a show at least.
Yep. Yeah, a short form series dedicated to Zootopia. It seems from all the descriptions that they've given, it's not just dedicated to Zootopia, but specifically sounds like the side characters that we got to know in the movie. So
Yeah. Just for those who didn't watch the Investor Day or see the CNN article or have been living under a rock, I'll just read what they said real quick. They said, welcome back to the mammal metropolis of Zootopia, where directors Trent Corey and Josie Trinidad are creating a short-form series called Zootopia Plus. Zootopia Plus takes a hilarious look at some of the animals we briefly met in the Oscar-winning film, including Frou Frou, Gazelle's tiger dancers, and our favorite sloth, Flash. We'll get insight into their lives through the lens of Zootopia's hottest shows, like the Real Mousewives of Little Rodentia, So You Think You Can Prance, and a show that follows the fast lane of life at sloth speed. Zootopia Plus is set for Disney Plus spring 2022. And that's all they said.
Is it good or bad that I like with Josie Trinidad? Like I can visualize seeing that name in the credits. I've watched this movie so many times.
Yeah,
Like,
I totally agree. It's like, okay, she was in like the Gazelle part of the credits. Okay, I trust her.
So obviously the big thing with this is that
not that I don't trust all the others who work on it, but
yeah, no, outside of merchandise, we really haven't. Well, I should say outside of merchandise,
in America,
world, right, a new
Japan keeps getting all the good stuff.
Well, and Shanghai, which China gets its own part of an amusement park dedicated to Zootopia, but we, as far as content wise, since 2016, we really haven't had anything from Zootopia.
We've been waiting for almost 5 years now.
Right. Now, I'm curious to know your thoughts, your immediate thoughts, what you were thinking when you heard about this, and maybe what you were thinking after you heard about this announcement. But what do you think?
My immediate thought when I heard it was, we need to post this now. Get on CNN, write up the article myself, posted within 5 minutes of the announcement.
If you want something done, you gotta do it yourself.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I'm super excited that it's even a thing, Like, the more detail about it being about side characters, you know what? I'm okay with that. Like, one of the great things about Zootopia was the sense of the world. The sense that you could, like, follow any of the random characters on screen, like any of the random animals, and they've each got their own story. They've each got their own lives. And we get to see a bit of that.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
That said, we need confirmation of Nick and Judy.
I want to see visuals. I want to see visuals. I want to see what kind of animation style they're going to do. Like, is it going to be like Tangled 2D or what?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, it's Walt Disney Animation Studios itself, so they've got all the assets.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot to do on a cinematic level, though. I do wonder about Plus and its angle right now. Well, not its angle, because right now they're doing a big old quality content push. So, like, I'm sure leading up into this presentation for like a year, Disney just threw all of its different strong IPs onto a table and said, okay, what are we going to do to make our streaming service worth a damn? And Zootopia is cool. I mean, I remember, like, was it Paleo Race or Hero who said that like a Zootopia series would make the most sense?
Heroes definitely said that. Paleo might have been on that train too.
I know you want both, but like, I mean, a series with the city, that's cool. Like, they're already kind of doing something that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. And as far as like cinematic levels of quality, I don't think it'll be that high.
Yeah, as Andy Andy said it, where first off, even characters that don't have a speaking role in Zootopia, their placement, you kind of see them in the background. A lot of these characters are ones that you could literally be like, I just wonder what goes on in your life in the city. So I'll give you that. I have slightly more skepticism about it because I am I gotta know what's going on with Judy and Nick.
Oh, of course, of
but
course.
But I will say, going on the animation side of it, I will be curious. I'm wondering if maybe that is why. Like, I don't know if they, I don't know what their plans obviously are beyond this with Zootopia. Obviously, my hope is that we're still going to see a sequel. But
Right.
if it is,
And maybe this will be like a lead up to it.
yeah, and if it is short
That's the water
form,
sort of thing.
I'm hoping that maybe they do see it fit that. I feel like it's going to go one or two ways, Saber, where it's either going to go, it's short form, so they're able to, put a little bit more of, I guess, that quality animation that we saw like from the movie into it, since it's going to be a lot less time. Or I wonder if they're going to go, because there's a certain style that they've really loved to put the Zootopia characters in this 2D form, and I'm wondering if maybe that's what's going to come. Like, it really could go in many directions. I think I would laugh just as hard if they did it in the same form that they make the Mickey Mouse shorts and everything's just exaggerated to hell.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That would
no,
be
I
fun.
mean, you're right though. There are a lot of questions about what's like, just because we know that it's coming. There's so much that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And I have been trying my best to get a hold of Disney and find out what they can tell me,
And I'm
and
sure they're just telling you everything.
well, I did ask a couple of questions, like first of course, like will Nick and Judy be in it? Of course. I also asked if it'll just be parodies of TV shows, or and how many episodes they have in production. So we'll see if they answer. Like, I've got a pretty good relationship with Disney, so
And he's like, I'm
just humble brag. No, but for real, like, it's cool.
Well, now you've called your shot, Andy. So you do realize that now that you've said this, if you don't get an answer, everyone's going to be sitting here with their arms crossed going, thought you were pretty close.
Nah, those are basic questions they'll definitely answer.
What happened? Like, did you ask like the other important questions, like, are Judy and Nick going to kiss in this?
Ew, they're just friends.
Yeah, I did get a response saying that they'll see if any of those first few questions can be answered at this time, because it's still fairly early on in production, so they don't actually have too much yet.
Till the last month. Like, calm down, Zootopia.
I mean, hey, how much did Zootopia itself change in the last year of production?
A little,
just a smidge,
just a smidgen.
Yeah, it's like I still like people. A lot of people ask me like, how sad would I be if Judy and Nick literally don't show up? And like, I guess the good news is that they've told us literally from the first bit of information regarding this is that this is going to be focusing on the side characters. What I wouldn't mind is
glad that's not like a twist, like, oh, surprise, Judy and Nick aren't here.
Yeah, I'm glad they let us know that now so I can prepare for it. But I also wonder, well, at first I wondered if it was going to be something where it was going to follow Judy and Nick to each of these characters and then maybe a side story from that. But again, it is short form. But because it's going to be in the form, at least like some of these seem to be suggesting
these
parodies.
TV shows.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we are going to see, like we might see them in the background, but I don't know how much foreground.
Well, I mean, like, with the Frou-Frou story, Real Housewives of Little Rodentia, like, I could totally see Judy playing a part in that, because she is his
she's a housewife.
Judy, yeah. She is like the godmother to Frou-Frou's child,
It is true.
So I could totally see her being included in some of that.
You should Better be there. Kissing Nick.
And
I've,
of course,
Is
I've
this a
had-
fanfic for you?
Every day is a fanfic for me.
mhm.
No, it's funny because I released a video on the Ace Race Best channel talking about this like the day after.
Mhm.
And there's somebody who like responded to it and they were like upset. They're like, why is it you Zootopia people just want them to kiss? Why is it why there's one person that I've seen, we may have even talked about this individual, but there's somebody who goes on every Facebook post that Disney makes that's about Zootopia and just is literally ripping into anyone that even mildly suggests like, oh, I hope we get to see them develop their relationship. And the person's like, no, why do friends have to get married? Why has this happened? I'm like, that's usually how it works. It's,
Mhm.
friends, you usually start out as friends.
Friends to dating to lovers to married.
Yeah, like typically. That's why I laugh when I've seen that argument of like, why is it that everyone who's friends? It's like, it's not everyone. I mean,
we've discussed this before. Like, of all Disney characters who are good friends, like it makes the most sense for Nick and Judy to hook up. Like they've got the best chemistry.
they got the best chemistry.
Hmm
Like they're like me and Saberspark.
Yeah, we're good friends. Why don't we get married?
No, I'm just waiting for him to ask,
Then I'll pop that question, brother.
and then you'll pop something else.
Oh God!
Ooh.
This is a Christian
18 plus podcast. 18. Okay.
That's what Zootopia needs, isn't it?
More NSFW stuff. Yeah.
Just a bit more. It's just
I think we're set on that front.
Like the episode that'll be revolving around Gazelle's tiger dancers won't create enough.
Yeah. I like how they're like, we know
We know what's up.
We know what the furries want.
We know who our audience is.
Yeah, how many people
We
watch?
know you're all horny.
I'm just wondering how many people like watched that and went, you know what? Yeah, I need to know what their lives are like.
Well, I mean, there was that one tiger on the train,
There was a tiger on the train. Yes.
and there was a fantastic fanfic written about him and like going into his story and how he ended up courting that bunny mother who was sitting next to him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Courting.
Well, dating. What,
I'll see
what
you in
have
court.
Boom, boom.
Because she looked at me funny. That bunny racist.
Yeah, I think that story's called Meetings. It's been around for a while, but it was really good.
What's it rated?
Let me check.
Oh, I think you'd know. You know what I'm asking.
Yeah. It is rated.
Is it family friendly?
Yes.
I don't have
It is rated family friendly because CNN
Courting.
actually does have ratings based
Courting.
on stuff.
I feel like the only person that I can think of that would use the word courting would be like Panama Matt.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a lawyer too. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I hang around traditional people.
So do you have any concerns for this, Andy? I know we're looking on the bright side of things, but we're Zootopia fans here.
Yeah.
Is there any apprehension that you have towards this project?
Well, the main thing I'm curious about is how they'll be allocating their time between the 4 shows they announced at once. Because they also announced Baymax! Tiana and Moana coming within like a year of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Baymax, Zootopia Plus, and Tiana are all coming in 2022. Which doesn't give that much time to develop them, Like, they've got about a year. And, of course, if any team could pull it off, it'd be Disney Animation, of course. But this is also their first foray into TV animation and shorter form stuff. Like, I know they do shorts and stuff, but that's a bit different,
Yeah.
Or, wait, no. Unless you count Olaf's Frozen Adventure, that was a short form thing.
I think they're being told to expand because like streaming is a brave new like horizon for them.
Well, I'll be I will be curious. Part of me wonders how much this is them taking their movie studio and kind of slicing smaller pieces of the pie right now to say, hey, let's develop some of this stuff. Like, I wonder in a way if this is taking away from the movie output that we might see in the future, and it might be in response to the pandemic. Like, I don't know if it's just much more difficult for an end, because like part of me sees it as like, well, you think,
Well, I think I can. Hmm. I'm not sure if I should say this. And my Disney contact said off the record, so probably
well,
shouldn't.
then you probably shouldn't mention it.
Yeah.
Rest
So
here's the off the record
ask
portion.
that question though. I did ask, and they gave an answer.
All right.
So nothing to worry about there.
He's just bragging at this point, everybody.
No, like I'm just
dangling the cheese. He's saying, "I know
Mhm.
something you don't know," and we're just.
We'll see if I asked if I could share it. I haven't gotten a response back.
Off the record.
It was a good response.
So, can I share
Mhm.
this off the record? Oh yeah.
Well,
Go for it.
I don't know. It was like, hey, you sure you want this off the record? You had a great response. But yeah,
I hope it was just
I will still respect it.
I
I don't want to be on Disney's bad side when there's news of a show coming out.
No, don't do that. Yeah, no, I'll be curious what this entails. Obviously, again, I love the world of Zootopia. It's part of what kept me going back to the theater to see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that we're going to be able to expand on what we know are a bunch of different districts of Zootopia. We're probably going to see new areas, I would guess, of this world, and
more little rodentia and stuff like that.
And I'm really hoping that this is kind of like their, I guess, lead in. Like they're like, here's other stories we want to tell. Because I feel like there's so much there with Judy and Nick that you can also tell. But I'm wondering if they're like, obviously, we're going to save that for a movie, so to speak. That's my hope, is that
I hope
this is their way of saying, hey, there's more stories we want to tell. There's more stuff that we can dive into that otherwise wouldn't really fit into a movie. The big thing is that I know that in a lot of ways I talk about this, it probably comes across as greedy, right? Where it's like, we literally just got this announcement that we're getting more Zootopia content, and I dive into, well, okay, but I am excited that we're going to be getting more stuff.
We have been begging for 5 years.
Yeah,
so.
I am excited that we'll see more. And yeah, I trust the team behind this. I look forward to what they're going to be developing. We are going to have to wait another year before we're going to see at least an episode, it sounds like. So, because it did say early 2022.
Mm-hmm.
But I fall back to what
spring.
I fall back to what Saber was saying about the animation. I'll be very curious to see what that entails. And I'm excited to see the stories that they want to deliver with this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And hey, they might go 2D.
Well, isn't Monsters at Work supposed to be like cinematic levels of like? I've seen some screenshots of that. And I'm like, that looks pretty damn good.
Monsters at Work.
Monsters at Work?
It's like a Monsters Inc. like TV show that's going on Disney Plus.
Really? See, man, there was so much that came out at once.
Oh, I have not heard of this.
No, that was announced back when Plus first came out too.
I'm looking it up right now.
Huh. Yeah. I was thinking they might go 2D just because they've got Tiana in the mix. And Princess and the Frog was their last 2D movie.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's a big, brave new world for this.
It's all speculation at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, look at that. Monsters at Work. Okay.
It says it's coming 2021.
Well,
so.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, it is interesting to see though where Disney Plus is with its content and obviously tying everything into their because like that was the big thing, right? With a lot of the Marvel announcements that came out, it was all about tying in stories that once if there's like a theatrical release, it's something that you don't want to miss the little sub stories or anything else that's going on within this movie.
Mhm.
You got to watch all of these series. They all tie into each other. So,
all these characters you didn't get a lot of screen time with? Here you go.
Yeah, so we'll see. Again, though, I ultimately look forward to it. I am excited. I'm like I said, I hope we at least get glimpses of Judy and Nick throughout this. But even if we don't, I look forward to seeing what they do deliver. I'm hoping by the time that this is getting ready to release, that we have news of the next future project regarding Zootopia.
Yeah.
Because I know with Frozen, with Wreck-It Ralph, it was 6 years between first to second movie. And I don't know how this is going to play into any of that. I don't know if this.
I mean, this will be 6 years since the original,
right? So I'm hoping. I figured I wouldn't have been surprised if that 6 years did turn into like a 7, purely because obviously with the pandemic and everything, a lot of stuff got put on hold, at least for a brief period of time. Some for not a brief period of time. So. Again, I still look forward to hopefully enjoying more Zootopia. I'm a movie theater goer. I love going, getting my big bucket of popcorn. Saber even.
I hope that comes back after the pandemic.
Oh yeah. Saber treated me to some popcorn during this holiday season, so I mean,
got him.
He kept me going. But yeah, no, I just I look forward, like I said, to hopefully again to experience that again, and spending a lot of money on going to the movies to see that. Actually, now that I have a lot of the theaters now have their subscription based movie going, I probably wouldn't spend as much as I did, but yeah, I look forward to it.
And worst case scenario, we can all meet up, we'll rent out a theater, and we'll watch it on the big screen.
Don't tease me.
That'd be fun. Hey, I mean, I have heard theaters are doing private rentals now. So, just because they are so desperate for money.
Well, good. As long as they keep themselves going. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on this series coming out?
Saber, any thoughts?
I'm curious to see what they explore.
Yeah, agreed. I will be definitely interested in seeing the dance moves they bring out in the second one.
Twerking?
Oh boy. So many GIFs. There will be so many. There's so much furry bait already there.
Wait.
As is tradition.
Disney's been in the furry game for a while. They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. They practically created them.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, we will definitely be keeping our eyes and ears out for any and all news regarding this. And yeah, I mean, I think we could definitely do podcasts whenever news comes out,
All right.
Would y'all be good with that?
Sure. I'll be around.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well, in that case, guess we'll see everyone whenever there's more news.
All right. Well, we'll cross our fingers till then.
Yep. Hopefully there's a lot coming.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
All right. Till next time, I'm Andy Lagopis.
I'm AC Racebest.
I'm Saberspark.
And we'll see you all on the next episode of Zootopiology. Huge shout out to our top supporters on Patreon, ShadowWall123, and 4Archy, Nisselhemp, KH Darji, D Thops, D Stewart, and Greg Perry. We literally could not keep doing this without your support, so thank you so much. If you want to support CNN and make videos like these easier for us to justify spending time on, please be sure to go over to patreon.com/ZNN and join our community. Membership comes with a unique role in our community Discord server and exclusive channels. Thank you all very, very much, and until next time, I'm Andy Lagopis, and remember, as always, try everything.